Now, a massive anti-government protest over a high-level corruption scandal has spilled into violence in central Istanbul. Thousands shouted, "Catch the thief," demanding that Prime Minister Recep Erdogan step down. Riot police were called up to disperse the rally, sprayed the mob with tear gas, while protesters fought back with rocks and firecrackers. RT Sarah Firth was there.
You've got the protesters down one of the side streets here, and the police have been trying to push them back using water cannon. The police have really been out in force for this protest tonight, and this coming as a result of that corruption probe that we've seen Prime Minister Erdogan trying to stem. He hasn't been successful yet. He's not managed to restore credibility. We've seen high-level resignations. We've seen one cabinet minister calling for the Prime Minister himself to resign. Take a look at what's going on here on the streets in Istanbul tonight. The protest, not an uncommon sight in Istanbul over the past year, but for the first time we've seen the Prime Minister facing a challenge, not only from the people who are turning out here, but also from within his government themselves. So we've got tear gas going off at the moment, and we're literally off the side street with some of the protesters who are barricading themselves in from the police. Because the tear gas is filling the air. They've been trying to push the protesters off all evening, and you can see that some of the protesters have literally barricaded themselves in here.
Biological gas! There is a tear gas! They use tear gas and biological gas!
Well, you can see the anger amongst some of the protesters here today. It's an incredible amount of emotion. They've gathered on Taksim Square today, and really symbolical, really, of the huge challenge that's facing Prime Minister Erdogan's leadership. He's tried to stem the flow of the outfall from that corruption probe, and he hasn't been successful so far.
Well, experts have been saying the most recent protests bring back the violent scenes that erupted in Turkey this summer over plans to destroy a park. The government was widely criticized back then for excessive use of force, a situation that's likely to repeat itself this time round, says Jeremy Salt, an associate professor at Bilkent University in Ankara.
The fact is the Prime Minister has a very, very strong hardcore of supporters, and they will believe anything he says. He has become more authoritarian over the last 4 years or so. And one can trace many kind of milestones in that progress. One would be the last elections, which he won very, very comfortably. We saw, for example, the beginning of the Arab Spring, the way that he handled the Syrian crisis was extremely aggressive and confrontational and very abusive. And these have been the characteristics of his manner in dealing with the protests inside his own country. He's just gone for kind of middle-class people who have they think they have a genuine reason to protest government policies. And he doesn't seem to understand them. He doesn't seem to think that their protests are genuine. They're all part of some kind of plot.
Well, we'll continue to follow the unrest in Turkey, so stay with us for the latest developments right here on RT and online, of course, at RT.com.